Hello and welcome. I am still in Excel World Cup training mode, and today I'm going to play this one called Excelgram. This was originally, I think, a case for the MECC, but in a kind of much simpler version. And then the author Tsiory Razafitseheno, one of the Madagascar crew, as I think of them, released a director's cut that's much harder. So I've looked at some of this. I can't remember. I think I got partway through this. Oh no, maybe I did a test solve and then some things changed. Anyway, for whatever reason, I didn't think my test solve video was the one to put out. So, uh, yeah, let's play. It's been probably 6+ months since I looked at this, so I've seen it, but I don't remember a lot of details. All right, you're studying how people influence each other and have decided to create a social network called Excelgram. This platform functions similarly to an existing social network that rhymes with its name. On Excelgram, you can follow people and people can also follow you. A follower is a person that follows you. A following is a person that you are following. An influencer level 4 is a person that has many followers, hence the person can affect public opinion. The platform had a humble launch of 850 subscribers. In the Users tab, you're given the ID of each user, their name, their date of birth, their principal interest, and a list of their followings. The ID is composed by one letter, which determines the gender of the user, M for male, F for female, followed by 4 digits that is unique for every user. The followings list is an exhaustive list of every user's following and is separated by a slash. So let's just take a look at the, I'm going to hide the answer data while I'm at it. So this is the user data. So we've got ID, name, date of birth, who are they following, which, as you can see, can be a lot of people, and their main interest. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to import my lambdas because this is going to be a lambda-ish solve, but let's just do count awk of that slash +1. So we're talking in total about 208,000 connections, even though there's only 850 people. So it's big network. Okay, and then okay, let's just get into it. You're given an ID, determine the name of the corresponding person. All right, so just gonna Alt-HT, make it a table, give the name T, because I usually do. And then we're just going to XLOOKUP this in TID, returning from TName. So we're starting off late enough. What's the total number of followings of the given user? Okay, so I think I can do this as an array formula as well. So we'll look that up in TID, returning from T followings. And then we can count awk, which does, I'm pretty sure, take an array. How many slashes in that? +1. Yes, hooray. How many followers? Now, this is where it gets more complicated. So, actually, no, at this stage it's not too bad. One thing that's very, very, very important in making it not too bad is that these are always a fixed length. So, like if this was M920 and dropping the leading 0, that could complicate things a lot. Because what you basically want to count here is how many of these does that person occur in, and you can do that with a wildcard countifs. So we can say countifs t followings is star, meaning anything, followed by this, followed by anything, and that's it, I think. Yep. Okay. A person is considered an influencer if he or she has at least 2 times more followers than followings and at least 450 followers. Are the given users an influencer? So the obvious thing to do here is to add counts. So I have followings, followers, and influencer. Oh, fine. So we'll call this num following, and I guess we'll go num followers. Followers, no, I can spell. Okay, so this is going to be the count awk again of that slash +1, and this is going to be countifs, where this is star and this and star. And that one's going to be a little bit slow to calculate, but shouldn't have to calculate every time. So what is the definition of an influencer? At least 2 times more followers than followings. So this is greater than or equal to 2 times that, and at least 450 followers. that times followers greater than or equal to 450. And that gives us 82 influencers. Okay. And we'll just make that, yeah, no, we'll leave it that way for now. And then we'll just do an XLOOKUP. This in, I don't need to go over there, TID returning from T influencer. And we just want to say if that, then yes, otherwise no. Good. Okay. So from now on, we'll work with influencers, and you have to find the influencer who most fits your expectation. So imagine you want to sell books, hence you need to target people with reading as their main interest. So you want to find the influencer with the most followers that have reading as an interest. And I'm just going to, I remember where the next few levels go from here, so I'm going to read ahead and kind of show you, because we'll probably tackle the rest of these roughly in one block. So first we just want to know who has the most, which influencer has the most people interested in reading. Then we want to factor in other things. So like here we want to say there's, we're interested in males interested in reading, females interested in writing, etc. With like partial scoring. So you get 3 points. Where is it? Yeah, so if you match both criteria, it counts triple. If you meet the interest but not the gender, that counts single. And then there's like there's some partial scoring, but like it's whether you hit the interest, the gender, and the year range. So the thing for all of these is we could kind of calculate, a number of followers who like reading for each influencer, which would not, I think, be unreasonably difficult. And maybe I will just do that, and then I'll show you the alternative way I have in mind after. But I have a different way in mind that I think might be neater. But let's just do the kind of straight by the book method first. So first thing, I think it'll be useful to have just a list of influencers. So filter T name. Do I want name or ID? I want ID actually, because the ID is what you'll find in here. It's filter T ID. Well, actually both. I want both. I want ID and name, where T influencer, and there they are. So these are my 82 influencers. And out of curiosity, okay, so they only account for 43,000 of the connections, which is not as bad as I thought it might be. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just going to call this inf ID and inf name. So let's start with this. I want to say I want to say countifs. Let's just come over. Actually, let's do it over here where I have a little more space. I want to say countifs. So right now I'm interested in reading. So let's just grab reading from here. So where main interest is reading, and where they are following star and inf ID and star. So that should give me the number of reading interested followers that each of these influencers has. And hopefully we'll find, yes, only one of them, called Billy Thomas, has the most. Interesting, it doesn't give a number, but anyway, that's what we're looking for. Okay, cool. So then, let's cut this out of here. And let's paste it here, point this cell to here. And then what I want to do is XLOOKUP. I can look up 1,000 because there's only 850 people in the network, so none of the numbers will ever be bigger than that. And return from inf name, exact match for next smaller item. And there's my Billy Thomas. Okay. Oh, interesting. If there's more than one influencer, take the one with the big. Okay. Right. So there was a tiebreaker, which is probably what's going wrong here. Should have thought about that, but never mind. Sorry, take the one with the biggest total number of followers. So if I just sort this list by the total number of followers, then it will be fine. So we'll sort, actually, it'd be easier to just, yeah, hstack that with t num followers. Then I want to sort by column 3 minus 1. Okay. And now these are all correct because the XLOOKUP, where there are multiple matches, is defaulting to the first one, and the first one listed is listed in the tiebreaker order. Okay. Okay, now you want to target people by 2 criteria: their main interest and their gender. Task is to find the influencer with the most followers with given main interest. So followers that meet both criteria count triple. Followers who meet only the given main interest but not the given gender count once. If there's more than one influence, you can take the one. Okay, so the same idea. So let's just say right now we want to do mail and reading. So I want to say countifs, where this is M and star, and this is reading, and this is star and inf ID and star. Cool. And then the biggest is 18, and that matches Billy Thomas again. Okay. Fine. So let's take this out of here, bring it back over here. So again, we're going to equals XLOOKUP 1000 in that. I'm going to point to here for the gender and here for the interest, and return from inf name exact match next smaller item. And I don't know if this is going to make a big difference, but my understanding is that if you do the stricter filters first, that'll make a countifs go faster. So like gender, you would expect on average to cut out half of them. The influencers, there's 40,000 connections among 80 influencers. So yeah, there's like, again, about more than half of everybody follows each influencer. Whereas the main interest, I think there are a good number of main interests. Let's see, there are, yeah, lots and lots of main interests. So that should be the biggest split. So if I put that one first, I think that'll make it a little faster. Oops. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. Let's take gaming and M over here for a minute. Oh, hang on, sorry. Yes, that's because I did not apply the scoring. I just applied the numbers. Whoops. Okay, sorry, let's fix that. All right, let's bring the countifs back over here. And point to reading again, and point to gender again. So yeah, that worked, but only by coincidence. So what did I want to do? I want to do that. Main interest is reading and mail. So I want those to count triple, and then I want the ones who are reading and, okay. Fine. So there's a couple of ways I can think of doing this, but yeah, probably the easiest one is just to do that times 3 plus this, and then just make this not that. And then my top score should be 65 for Billy Thomas, and it is good. Okay. So I guess I'll just change the version over here. So countifs, as far as countifs, times 3 plus the same thing with a not. Okay. Phew. All right, and then level 7. Followers are counted as So followers who meet all three criteria at the same time count triple. The main interest and the gender count once. Main interest and the age range count once. Okay. Fine. So then, I don't know, I think it's probably going to be easiest to just make this more conditions in the countifs. I think I'll make my life a little easier for myself if I just say add a yob column, year of birth. Yeah, not formatted as a date, please. Okay, and then we're going to say where t yob has to be greater than or equal to and left this 4 and actually I'll put this before the gender and influencer because again this should be more differentiating. So that, and it also has to be less than or equal to the right 4. So that's to get full credit. And then just thinking, if I, what are the other versions of this? So it's, yeah, so I think actually, if I just count this without multiplying by 3, and then I count with one of these conditions dropped and with the other condition dropped, then anybody who meets all 3 conditions will get counted in all 3 counts, which gives them 3 points, which is exactly what I want. And anybody who meets one of the 2 weaker conditions but doesn't meet the main one will get 1 point. Yeah, I think that's good. So this one is already the one that does, no, does it? Sorry. That one is now saying match the interest and the gender. So now I need one that says match the interest and the date of birth range with a plus. So drop the gender part from here, which is here. Wait, what? No, I put something in the wrong place here. These are not matching up. That should not be TID. Crap, what have I done? Wait, what? Why is it pointing to TID? Oh, sorry, yeah, because the ID encodes the gender. Sorry. Yes, that was right. Okay, so I don't want that part. Okay, so then my top score should be 38 for Billy Thomas. Is that what I get? No, I get 36 for Billy Thomas and somebody else. Oh, bother. Okay. So, well, the easiest way to start debugging this is to split them out. So leave that, then say that, just as far as here. Oops. And then do this one also. Okay. So then let's look for Billy Thomas, wherever he is. Let's see, let's just filter. Okay, so I've got 14 followers who are interested in reading and are male, but are not born in the range. I've got 18. I guess the first question is born between 1995 and 2000. Yes. 6 followers. Okay. 14 followers whose main interest is reading are male, but were not born between those dates. I'm getting 18 including those, so 12 not including them. And 6 followers. So the 6 I'm matching, but the 18 I'm not. So this should be 20, I guess. All right, let's go look. So Billy Thomas is F0953. Sorry, I need to remove the filter over here. So it's FA F0953. Main interest reading. And who are male. Gives me 18 people. Okay. Of whom 12 are born outside that range. Okay. Right, maybe the example is off. Let's see, does that still give me Billy Thomas as my top match? That's 36. The two people who come higher score lower, so yes. Then maybe it's fine. Let's see if we match the rest of the answers that way. So grab all of this, then do the same thing with it as before, which is to say we'll say XLOOKUP 1000 in this, and then point main interest to here, and year of birth to there, and to there, and the gender to there, and then repeat main interest, gender, main interest, year of birth, and year of birth. Returning from inf name, exact match or next smaller item. Okay, cool. All matches. Let's look at the examples. Who's the oldest user in the user list? So we're going to say XLOOKUP 0 in the, I don't need to scroll over here, I can just do it in T date of birth, returning from T name. Sorry, exact match or next larger item. Cool. What is the average number of followings for all the female users? So round to the nearest integer. So we'll say round of average GIFs, T num followings, yes. Wait, no. Number of followings. Followings of the people, yes. Right. So the number of followings is the, yes. Where TID is F star. 2 0 decimal places. Cool. How many users have more followings than followers? Sum minus T num following greater than T num followers. Who is the most average user, the closest to the average in terms of number of followers, number of followings, and date of birth? Use the sum of absolute differences across the three criteria. Okay, so let attributes be hstack of T num following, T num followers, and T date of birth. Then the average will be bycall at average. Then I'm going to XLOOKUP 0 in. So sorry, what was it? Use the sum of absolute differences. Okay. So in by row, absolute value of ats minus average sum, returning from T name. You go with the name. Who is, yes. Exact match or next larger item. Cool. I guess this is a joke that Tsiory decided he himself is the most average person. Following the rules of level 5, which influencer is the most versatile? If you look through all the main interests, there should be one influencer that appears more often than any other as the top influencer. Which influencer is it? If there's more than one influencer, take the one with the biggest number of followers. Okay. So I think we just say equals map unique T main interest lambda, sorry, I'm going to close the unique, lambda int. And then we're going to do all of this on int. And then we want to say most of to see who comes up the most often. And we've got a tie between Eric Martin and Billy Thomas, and Eric Martin has the more followers. So I feel like I have to be formulaic at this point, so let mo be that. Then I want to, so tops will be filter, take mo first column, where take mo second column equals max of mo. And then I want to sort by tops by xmatch tops against inf name. Ooh, you didn't like that? Why not? Just call that out for a second and come back to tops. Should just be the two names, but it's not. Why not? Oh, because I said take 2 when I meant take -1. There we go. Now we should be able to do out. Good. All right. So. Hooray. All right. I remember that getting a little scarier toward the end in terms of calc intensity, but it didn't turn out too bad. But anyway, the thing that prompted me to think about this case, other than, I've been going back through my list of things I'm overdue to do as I kind of catch up on things, is playing around a bit with unsplivot, which I haven't used for a while. And this case, you can do it by, mapping the list of influencers and countifing and so on. But in many ways, it feels like a more natural approach to the last few levels is to split it out so that we have, for all the influencers, we have the full list of everybody who follows them and their interests and their, year of birth and their gender, so that we can just more easily work with it. So I'm going to start off by just h-stacking. We'll say left of this to just get the gender. Then we'll say year of birth. We'll say main interest. And then who they're following. Actually, I'm going to put that at the start. So we'll have, I guess main interest should really come next. So these are the various different influencers that have this person who's a gaming female in 1996. But what I want is to kind of split these out so that each one of these appears on one row. So in other words, if this person is following this many different people, then I want all of those. And so the way to do that, I mean, you can do it with Power Query, but this function that I totally stole, slightly adapted to be fair, but totally stole the idea from Juan Jose Fuentes, is a great way to handle that dynamically. So it just operates on each row, splits the pieces that can be split based on the delimiter, and expands everything else to match. So here, the gaming F 1996, oh my god, it goes on and on and on. This person has a lot of people they follow. So this person is following like 275 different people. And now here they all are listed together. And if this function is efficient enough, then we should be able to apply it to all of them and unravel the whole 200,000 connections. So there's the whole 208,000. What I actually want is to filter this to only where the person being followed, which is this column, is an influencer. So I'm going to say let unsplit be that, and then I want to filter unsplit where XLOOKUP, take first column in TID, returning from T influencer is 1. Now that is going to be 200,000 XLOOKUPs, which is going to slow things down quite some bit. But if I come over here and sort this in ascending order, and then change this XLOOKUP to be, sorry, that's the filter, change this XLOOKUP to be search mode, binary search, then it should get very much faster indeed. Still a little slow, I must say, but definitely more manageable. And now we're down to 43,000. So this is just the influencers. So if I look, for example, at this last level, where it says, I'm interested in followers who meet all the 3 criteria at the same time, count triple, followers who meet only the main, blah, 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 blah. Now I can basically figure out, a score for each person. So, if they tick all these 3 boxes, then they're worth 3 points. And if they tick this and one or other of these, then they're worth 1 point. And otherwise they're worth 0 points. And then I can just kind of group that up by these IDs and go from there. So whatever, let's try and work this one out, for example. So I would want to say this equals this, and then we'll say if that is not equal to that, then 0, because you get nothing at all if that's the case. Then we'll say if I want to say if for switch, I want to say if. Oh yeah, I know what I can do. So I can say if this equals this, and I'll just kind of staple them together. Say and this has to be greater than or equal to left of this 4. Now this time, before I didn't have to worry about converting it into a number because it was being put into a text string and a countif, but this time I do have to convert it to a number. So I need another bracket there. That times the same thing, but less than or equal to on the right side. And I guess just to make this easier to work with, so now I've got one true or false being multiplied by 1 and another true or false being multiplied by 1. And let's just get rid of the if for a second and just look at that. So that will give us a bunch of zeros, but if we find somebody who's interested in reading somewhere down here, here we are, then we can say, if that is a 0, 1 or a 1, 0, that's worth 1 point. If it's a 1, 1, that's worth 3 points. And actually, maybe the easiest thing to do is just to say, don't bother concatenating them and adding them together and all that nonsense. Just plus. And how many closing brackets have I got here? Is that okay? Yes. And that way it'll be, a 0 is 0, and then a 1 is 1, and a 2 is 3. So then we can just say, just XLOOKUP this in in 0, 1, 2, returning from 0, 1, 3. I don't think we even need to worry about search mode there. And there we've got our 0s, 1s, and 3s, and then we can group by this and this, sum 0 minus 2, and sure enough we find here are our 2 top influencers. Yeah, and then we can do the tiebreaker. I'm trying to think if there's a clever way to do the tiebreaker immediately. No, I can't think of one. Anyway, all right, so let's take all of this. I guess let's name these. It'll make it a lot easier. So call this int gender and job, and then int gender job again. Okay, and then we can and then just call this inf long. So then we can bring all of this over here. So main interest goes there, gender goes there, job goes there, and also here. And then we want to say group by inf long, and that sum 0 minus 2, and then similar finish to before, so that GB be that. Then the tops will be filter take GB first column, where take GB last column equals max of GB. And then I want at sort by tops x match, actually sorry, x lookup tops in inf ID returning from inf name, x match tops against inf ID. And if we say and this equals this, those all match. I don't know, honestly, in my mind, I had kind of built up the idea that this was very inefficient. I think this is still more elegant, and might flex better to more complex setups and such like. But it wasn't the slam dunk that I was imagining. So there you go. I feel like it was a good test case for unsplivot. Can you comfortably handle building out to 200,000 plus rows? And the answer is yes, it can. But the regular way worked pretty decently as well. So I don't know, make of that what you will. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.